In a nutshell, square measure concerning monkeypox. Monkeypox could be an infective agent animal disease, a virus transmitted from animals to humans, with symptoms just like those seen in variola major patients in the past. However, it's clinically less severe. Since the obliteration of variola major in 1980s and also the subsequent suspension of variola major protection, monkeypox has emerged because of the most relevant orthodox virus for public health. Monkeypox is usually found in Central and Western Africa, significantly close to tropical rainforests, and is changing into a lot of common in metropolitan settings. Here is everything you would like to understand concerning the unhealthiness that has become a lot of current worldwide, with instances rising within us. Monkeypox is saying life outside of Africa. The European nation has recorded 2 deaths in recent days, whereas Brazil, India, and Peru have every reportable one. Though these fatalities don't indicate a worsening of the condition, the Glenn Gebhard Health Institute in the European nation is working on body samples to get a lot of correct findings. This is often the foremost up-to-date data offered. The outbreaks. Human monkeypox was detected in 1970 in an exceedingly 9-month-old child within the Democratic Republic of the Congo, wherever variola major had been eradicated in 1968. Since then, the bulk of cases are recorded from the Congo Basin's rural timberland regions, in the main within the Democratic Republic of the Congo, with human cases more and more being reportable from across Central and West Africa. Since 1970, 11 African countries have recorded human cases of monkeypox. African country, Cameroon, the Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Gabon, Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia, Nigeria, the Republic of the Congo, the Republic of Sierra Leone, and South Sudan. The precise impact of monkeypox is unknown. What is the severity of monkeypox? In general, it's a minor upset. Solely a tiny low fraction needed hospitalization, principally to treat the pain and infections caused by the pustules. The overwhelming majority of instances don't progress on the far side, whereas it is severe in individuals with comorbidities, youngsters, especially in areas with restricted health resources, or those with compromised immune systems. What is inflicting the deaths? Expert square measures still work matters. The deceased in each case, European nation, died of inflammation evoked by the infection. The Glenn Gebhard 3 Health Institute is work samples from the bodies to examine if it's a coincidence or if the virus is genuinely manufacturing a particular upset. The dead in Brazil was a 41-year-old man tormented by an associate degree medical specialty condition. What measures the foremost common signs and symptoms? The most common symptoms square measure pustules within the anogenital space, 60.3%, fever, 56.6%, pustules in locations apart from the anogenital and oral areas, 52.8%, swollen glands, 52.2%, issue respiratory, 33.8%, headache, 24%, muscle pain, 21.3%, oral pustules, 20.7%, and pharyngitis, 13%, in line with the Coordination Center for Health Alerts and Emergencies. The infection is separated into 2 stages. The invasion amount, which lasts between 0 and 5 days, is marked by fever, severe headache, pathology, lymph node swelling, back pain, muscle aches, and severe feebleness, lack of energy. Pathology distinguishes monkeypox from different diseases, which will at first seem similar: chickenpox, measles, smallpox. The exanthem sometimes develops at intervals 1 to 3 days of the fever's emergence. The rash sometimes seems on the face and extremities instead of the trunk. It affects the face 95% of the time, the palms of the hands, and also the soles of the feet 75% of the time. Oral secretion membranes, in the 7/10 of cases, genital organs, 30%, conjunctiva, 20%, and also the membrane also are affected. The rash progresses from macules, flat-based lesions, to papules, slightly raised firm lesions, vesicles, clear fluid-filled lesions, pustules, yellowish fluid-filled lesions, and crusts that dry up and break away. How does it spread? Although the precise method of transmission remains unknown, it is known that it is produced by very close proximity. It has been transmitted through large respiratory droplets during direct and prolonged face-to-face contact, similar to smallpox. Monkeypox can also be transmitted by direct contact with an infected person's bodily fluids or contaminated objects, such as bed sheets or clothing. Other modes of transmission, such as mother to child, have also been documented. Is it a sexually transmitted infection? Although it does not fulfill the criteria of a sexually transmitted infection, doctors are still investigating whether it can be transferred by sexual fluids. Regardless, sexual partner transmission is by far the most common source of infection in this pandemic. Why are there increasing incidents of males having sex with other men? Anyone who comes into intimate contact with the virus is at risk of contracting it. Other outbreaks in recent decades have not reached groups of males who have sex with men. This one has, and it is spreading the greatest. However, this does not preclude it from happening to others. Is it highly contagious? Several investigations have found an infection rate, known as R0, ranging from 1.6 to 1.8. This means that in the absence of mitigating interventions, each sick individual infects between 1.5 and nearly 2 people. When the number is fewer than 1, the outbreak usually goes away on its own, as has happened in previous decades with past outbreaks. As WHO spokeswoman Maria Van Kerkhove advises, this is an average that can vary based on the demographic and location. She recently stated at a news conference that it has been calculated that the communities of guys who have sex with men reach 1. Nonetheless, she noted, there are chances to reduce that number to fewer than 1 by providing those communities with accurate information and empowering them. Are immunizations effective? The vaccinations now in use against monkeypox are not designed for this illness. Rather, they are designed for classic smallpox. They appear to be quite effective, but additional research is required. Who is eligible for immunization? Initially, immunizations were only advised for people who had direct contact with a patient. Later, persons with dangerous practices, such as guys with multiple male sexual partners, were included. It should be emphasized, however, that there are not enough doses for everyone. How can people safeguard themselves? Aside from the vaccination, which is not available to everyone, the WHO recommends being on the watch for the aforementioned symptoms to diagnose it as soon as possible, and asking people who exhibit signs of the sickness to isolate themselves to prevent the virus from spreading. The group also advised males who have sex with men to decrease the number of partners they have. How many cases have been found? According to Our World in Data, there were 24,679 confirmed cases as of August 2. More than a quarter of those 5,793 have been found in the United States. Why did the World Health Organization proclaim an international health emergency? The WHO message is that the virus may be controlled by being alert, tracing infections, and disrupting transmission networks. But this is not what is happening. Even while the outbreak is not growing at an exponential rate like COVID-19, it is nonetheless growing. Finding contacts is tough because of the stigma that it might carry, as well as the anonymity that accompanies many dangerous interactions. Even though most advisors were opposed to declaring an emergency, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the organization's Director General, opted to do so due to the inaction he saw in some nations. One of the recommendations made by the group is to restrict foreign travel to persons suffering from the sickness, which has already spread to more than 75 nations.